everyone, and welcome to a new video. And today's video is going to be a little bit of a life update on me, because as you may already notice here, I am filming from a completely different space, and that's because I've moved. So yeah, this background may be one that you might see in the future. I'm not sure yet. It still sounds a little bit echoey perhaps because my place is far from done. I definitely need to buy a few more bits and pieces here. So if it sounds a little bit echoey, then I'm very sorry, but it's a work in progress. So bear with me as we move along. So yeah, in this video, I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about that move and why I decided to move and all that jazz. And yeah, just to perhaps also talk about a few of the changes that I now hope to be able to make now that I've moved. And in order to address all of those things, I think I should first tell you a little bit about my initial situation. So the place I used to film at and where I used to live at was a studio apartment kind of shared living situation that I was dealing with. So there were a lot of things that I couldn't do because I didn't have my own bathroom. Everything was far from ideal over here as well. Not everything is exactly the way I want it to be just yet. But that's something that I hope in the next year or so to be able to sort of really make my own space of. So that was a very small space. It was only 30 square meters. And that meant that I had to just like cram a lot of stuff into that place. Because of things that I can't really get into in this video because it would be way too long. Plus it's not something I feel comfortable sharing online. I just stuck around in that place for just over 15 years. So about 15 years I lived in a very small apartment, and while it was fine, I mean, I loved it, and the place was in a wonderful spot right in the middle of the city center. And but yeah, I was just already for a few years feeling like I wanted something new, and it just, not everything was falling into place for me just yet. And I think a little over a year ago at work I was given a permanent position, which really helps with buying a house here in the Netherlands. So that's when I decided to look into buying a house. And because in case you didn't know, I didn't just move houses, I actually moved to a completely different city. Because before I was living in a smaller city with a lot of history and a lot of like a historic center, and I lived in a very old house. It was built in the 17th century, and I knew I wanted something a little bit more modern and a little bit more updated. So when I started looking around and looking at prices and all that, I very quickly found out that the place I was living in wasn't going to work for me anymore and my budget and the things that I wanted from a house. So then I started looking for places, because one of the things I also wanted to do was move closer to my job, because I had about a 1.5 hour commute one way every single day. And that was also starting to take its toll. So I wanted to move closer to work in preferably a more modern house. And as I was looking around, I figured out that the place I live in now, which is Rotterdam, has a lot more to offer when it comes to that. It's a much bigger city, so there's a lot going on here. So if I want to go out and do something, there is plenty of stuff to do. And it was a bit of a gamble because I've never lived in Rotterdam. I hardly know anybody here. So it's a very new place, new start, new situation, completely new everything. Which is one of the reasons why this is so echoey. I'm filming this in my bedroom right now, and I had to buy so much new furniture because this place is about 3 times bigger than my old place. And I know there's a trend of people moving to smaller apartments, but because I lived in a small apartment for 15 years, I knew I wanted to get something bigger with like a separate bathroom and a separate, like 2 separate bedrooms at least. And then I found this place and I just knew this is it. It's very bright, very light. I'm not really comfortable doing a complete apartment tour. So I may show you like bits and pieces as time goes on. I'm not entirely sure yet. But yeah, I just love it here, and I've been getting really great nights of sleep because it's no longer very noisy with bars on the same street as where I used to live. So yeah, that's been great, definitely. But it's a huge change, and it's a lot of getting used to. The commute is a lot better, a lot more manageable now. I still don't work in the same city, but it's a lot easier to now get to and from work. It's a lot less stressful, so that's great as well. So yeah, for the time being, you will see bits and pieces that are different. So I really hope that I can take you along for the ride. And yeah, with this new place, I also hope to be able to have more filming opportunities, have better lighting, better quality videos. And I definitely want to work on trying to up the quality of my videos a little bit, because before, my place was so small, I couldn't really buy any lighting or anything like that because I just had nowhere for it to go. And now I will have a space to actually like have some lighting and do all that. And like I said, this is a very bright place. It's actually quite murky in here if you just look around it, but on camera it looks pretty okay to me. So I just have a lot more opportunities here to make much more content, I think, as well. So it's also better for you guys, I hope. There are still a couple of things that I filmed when I was still living in the old place, and also if you follow my blog, you will see lots and lots of pictures that were still like taken in the old situation, because I tend to have a very large back catalog of potential blog posts to go online. But yeah, as time continues, all of those, you will see more and more of this space, and I also hope to be able to make it a little less echoey. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more of me, then please make sure you subscribe, because I upload new videos every single week. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!